we don't want to be that bad guest.
そうそうそうそうそう。そう考えるよね。やっぱり日本人だとさ、What do I do? ってまず考える。
So my personal pet peeve when it comes to what not to do in Japan, because my husband does this sometimes, is
じゃあ大丈夫かなあ、OK, I can go. みたいな。
Welcome to the Lost in Japanglish channel, delivered to you in a bilingual format in English and Japanese.
ロスジャパチャンネルへようこそ。日本語と英語のバイリンガル形式でお送りしています。
I'm Chieko.
そしてやっこです。
And today we are talking about what not to do when you are invited over to someone's house in Japan and the USA.
結構大事なところだよね。このお呼ばれした時の、あれどうしようみたいなのがよぎると思うので、そこら辺を話していけたら嬉しいね。
Yeah, we don't want to be that bad guest.
そうそうそうそう。やらかしちゃったり、粗相を起こすとね、ちょっと恥ずかしいところがあるので。
Okay, so let's start with when you are invited to someone's house in Japan. I feel like the number one rule is
手土産?
Hi! パチパチパチ。
手土産 is a simple gift. Usually it's snacks. 紙袋に入れて、we hold it like this and bring it to the house. So that's why it's called a hand gift, if it's the literal translation.
And no need to stress because at the train stations and at shops and everywhere, they have temiyage ready for you to bring over to someone's house that's beautifully wrapped and, you know, comes in a beautiful box and that's wrapped and it comes in the beautiful bag and all you have to do is go and buy it.
Yes. それグッドポイントだね。Because you do sometimes forget. Even at convenience stores, you can find them sometimes. You'll find it practically anywhere at supermarkets and convenience stores.
And the real important thing here is presentation really matters in the temiyage. So you don't want to go to 7-Eleven and buy a couple bags of potato chips and put it in the plastic bag and bring that over as your temiyage.
We don't see that very often. だね。The paper bag is also like a gift. それ自体がね、お土産にもなるので、like these cute ones and そういうので遊ぶ人もいる。
And it's a nice like gift snack.
そうそうそう。
Here, when we, like if you were going over to someone's house, like you might bring, you know, cookies that you baked or things like that. But, you know, it's like we just want to think about what is it that you're bringing. But the standard in Japan is the presentation is important.
What should I be thinking about if I am invited when I'm in America?
So in the United States, one of the things that is different is you're likely going to be invited over for lunch or dinner, like more of a meal than like tea or coffee. So the gift is also is equivalent to that. So a bottle of wine for dinner or flowers for the host or hostess or like some kind of hostess gift is often nice. So that could be like a scented candle, but just something that says, hey, thank you for having me over.
それなるほど。これすごくいい情報だと思います。Because I think Japanese really stress out about this, the gift giving part, right? So what to bring で、variety があるね。こう、ワインもいいし、flower なんて、なるほど、それいいんだみたいなのが知れるから。
Yeah, and I think, you know, it's just a nice gesture saying, hey, thank you for having me over and, you know, making dinner for us or whatever the invitation is, that you bring something.
なるほど。
But I think on that point, if you are in fact invited over for dinner, it is nice to ask, hey, well, can I bring anything? And they might say, oh, could you bring, you know, something sweet? Or would you mind grabbing a salad for us? Or, you know, bring a beverage of choice. っていう感じで it's always nice to ask what you can bring as well so that you can contribute to the meal.
なるほど。日本, we don't do that in Japan.
No.
We don't do that. So that's good to know too. Oh, so you can ask or use, it might be even better to ask. So you don't bring anything weird or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes
Okay.
they'll might say, just bring yourselves. And you're like, okay, great. And then you bring a gift of something.
それかわいいね。自分たちだけ持ってくればいいよって。
Yeah. But, my trick in Japan has always been like, wherever I am, I will buy temiyage for the next place. And that way it's more of like a regional thing. So if I'm visiting my family, like in Akita, I might get, their local treats. And then when I head to the next place, I can be like, oh, here's some treats from Akita.
賢い、それは。賢い、それは。Because I think Japanese do love the local treats. So it's a small country. You can get what you want anywhere in the country. But the local snacks are pretty, they're unique. And so it's a thoughtful gift if you bring something local. So 旅をしてる途中にそこで買って次のところであげるみたいな。
Yes. That's how I do it because a lot of the American treats don't fit the Japanese palate.
それね、いつも失敗する。
ね。
No one really likes it. I think because they're too sweet. That's what I hear. For me, I love the sweet American snacks. But sometimes they're too sweet for the Japanese palate っていうのか。
Well, let's talk about what else you don't want to do when you're invited to someone's house.
あ、そうだね。I think the next big one would be when you go inside and you are at the genkan area. In Japan, do not go into the house with your shoes on.
Right.
これは結構有名だよね。
Yes. And the genkan is the entryway that's very clearly denoted, like this is where you take off your shoes.
Yeah. There's even a step a lot of times. So you will know where you should take off your shoes. But it is important to do so. I think that's the biggest one.
Yes, it'd be very rude to wear your shoes in someone's house. Yeah, それについて, I think the second point there is knowing that you're going to be taking off your shoes, don't wear embarrassing socks. So don't wear dirty socks. Don't wear socks with holes in them. Be sure to have nice, clean, non-holy socks because you're going to be walking around in your socks.
So, no smelly socks, no hole socks, no dirty socks. Yeah, those three are probably the biggest ones. And some people even play with weird socks designs because they will take them off and it'll be like a conversation starter.
Yes. And to let you in on a little secret, if you don't already know, you can go to any convenience store and get socks if you are ever in a I need new socks situation.
確かに。Oh, you'll find socks everywhere. Like all the convenience stores will have them. Yes.
So if you unexpectedly find yourself at someone's house and you're like, oh my gosh, I've been walking around all day. My feet probably are smelly. You can go to the convenience store, get some socks, change them out, and then head over to your friend's house.
The day before yesterday, I was invited to someone's home and it was 急にお呼ばれしたから the first thing I thought was about my socks.
And how were your socks?
大丈夫かな? Okay, I can go. 結構考えてるんだなって思う。
Yeah. Because here we don't take our shoes. A lot of places you don't have to take your shoes off. So you don't really think about like, oh, who cares if you have a hole in your sock? Nobody's going to see it. So my personal pet peeve when it comes to what not to do in Japan, because my husband does this sometimes, is he'll just kicks off his shoes and they're just like goro goro. And I'm like, no, please don't do that. Like, please align your shoes neatly.
そう、さすがちーちゃん、日本人だね、そこはね。Yes, kids do that. I would say, kids will do that. They won't align them. But if you are an adult, I think if you go to someone's house, take your shoes off, you align them with the shoes pointing to the door. So you kind of flip it over.
You turn them around. Yeah, so that your shoes are facing outward, not inward.
そう。turn over じゃなくて around だね。
Yes. Toes to the door.
Toes to the door. Yeah. それ
And if you want to know more about how to use the genkan appropriately, we do actually have a whole tutorial video on this. So we'll link it in our show notes if you want to check it out so you can see exactly how to get through the genkan and use it properly. You'll get all the tips there.
ぜひ見てください。結構細かく説明してて、英語で説明してますので、もしよかったら日本の皆さんも見ていただけると嬉しいです。
So in the States, what do you do? When it comes to shoes, what do you do? What do you not do when it comes to shoes?
そう考えるよね。やっぱり日本人だとさ、What do I do? ってまず考える。that question, I think about that. But I guess I would ask because I don't know. And I've heard there are houses that do take off their shoes and don't. どっちもあるから、聞いてるから聞くっていう感じなんだけど、ちーちゃん的にどうこれ
100%. You always ask, would you, is it shoes off, shoes on? As soon as you get inside, and they'll say, oh, you can leave your shoes on, or, oh yeah, please take them off. So people have different house rules, and, I don't know what the data is, but I would say about half of them are no shoes, half of them are shoes. So you'll get the whole spectrum. So I think it's always nice to ask. And be sure to follow the house rules.
So I think in Japan, the rules are pretty similar. They're the same in every house. みたいなところは結構あるけど、そのね、アメリカだといろいろだっていうことを頭に入れといた方がいいと思う。日本の場合、日本人の場合はね。
So in my household, we do wear our shoes in the house. And part of the reason for that is because we have indoor-outdoor cats, and they bring in a lot of dirt, frankly, into our house, and we don't mop our floors every single day. So if someone were just to be walking around with their socks on, it would やっぱり汚れるよね。
なるほどね。
So I prefer that people keep their shoes on because our floors are not super clean because of the cats.
I've been to your house so many times, but I honestly don't remember what I was doing. Did I ask you, or did I just go inside with my shoes on? I don't really remember. But そっか。なるほどね。ちーちゃんちはそういうことなんだね。覚えておきます。
Yeah, we wear our inside shoes inside and our outside shoes outside, but we don't typically run around in barefoot or in our socks.
Ah, you have inside. So, inside shoes はあるんだね。ってことは日本のスリッパに似てるよね。
Kind of, but I feel like 日本だと you would never wear your slippers outside, but I'll wear my inside shoes to go check the mail across the street.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So it's not quite as like rigid.
Yeah. So a lot of times if you are invited to a Japanese house, there will be slippers at the genkan. So after you take off your shoes, you will change into those slippers that are provided. And this terrifies me. Still.
Why?
Because a lot of houses still have this. There are houses that don't, but my family didn't use slippers, so I'm not used to wearing them, and I will change into them. But somewhere during the ocha, like they're gone. I forget where
You've abandoned them somewhere.
Yes, my conscience does not go so much to my feet, and so どっか行っちゃった。あれどこだっけみたいな。I'm searching for my slippers. みたいなのはある。
Oh, goodness. Yes. Okay. Let's jump to our next don't, because I think this one's really important, which is around timing. So you've been invited. Let's say it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What time do you actually show up?
そうだね。In Japan, if it's 4 o'clock, then I would arrive at 4 o'clock to like 4:05 or 4:10 even at the latest.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to be arriving at 4:10, I think I will call the host beforehand that I will be 10 minutes late. That's probably what I would do.
Yeah. So I think the takeaway here is don't arrive early. And in Japan, don't arrive super late. 10 minutes is ね、ちょっと長いぐらい。
ちょっと長いって感じ。
I feel like 5分 is a really nice spot.
It's the sweet spot, I think.
Yes.
And as you said, that this is the only time you do not arrive early. That is the big thing. And arriving early is considered rude. So, but too late as you said, is ちょっと too late. So
ね。
4:05 が perfect time だと思います。
Yes,
役的
I
には。
agree. I agree. In the States, it's the same. Don't arrive early. So if it's
Okay,
4,
okay.
don't arrive before 4. And even arriving at 4 is like, ちょっと, it's fine, but it might be a little bit unusual to be super punctual in that fashion.
あ、本当やめようじゃあ。Like,
So if
Okay.
someone invites me over for dinner, I would probably be there at 4:05 to 4:15, somewhere in that range.
okay, okay, okay. あ、
Like
そ
the
のくらいは。
fashionably late.
Okay, so when どのくらいやからあの人遅いねみたいな感じになるってある？
I think it
Or
depends.
rude?
I think we're
Okay.
very varied here in our sense of time, depending on our family cultures and whatnot. But I would say probably about 15 minutes onward, you might send a text and be like, hey, running a little bit late.
Okay.
You don't want to show up half an hour late if someone's expecting you at 4 and show up at 4:30 with no notice. That would be
Okay.
rude.
Oh, good to know, good to know. I think for Japanese, we need to know this so we are sure of what to do when we are late. Good to
But what
know.
is different here is because, it might be a small dinner party or just a friend over for dinner, but it also might be like, hey, I'm having some friends over on Saturday evening. Come on over. We're gonna start around 4 o'clock. In that case, depending on how many people and how casual it is, it might be perfectly fine that you show up at 6 o'clock, right? Or 7 o'clock.
さすがだね。
So, yeah. And my friend actually did have a birthday party at her house at 4 o'clock. And I knew this was going to be like ongoing for the whole evenings. And my husband had to work. So I was like, hey, we're going to be there about 6:30. And we showed up and people still showed up even after us, knowing that this is a friend who likes to stay up and have a party all evening, right? And that's not unusual.
なるほど。それは to a Japanese, that's like びっくりって感じ。And that's surprising because even if it was a party, even if it was not a dinner party, just an ocha party even maybe, involving a couple of people, couple of parties って感じかな。で、I think we would all be there at the same time.
Yes.
I think that's just how we do things.
Yes. Yeah. The only party that you have to be super punctual for is a surprise party.
Oh, yeah. You have those.
Yes.
We don't have those.
Yeah. Don't be late for a surprise party.
Don't be late for a surprise party, だね. We would be so good at surprise parties.
I know, right?
But I don't see them often, so we should spread that around って感じがするかもね.
Yeah. So let's talk about the bathroom. So you've been invited to someone's house and you need to use the restroom. What are the things that we need to be aware of? What are the things that we don't want to do and what are the things that we do?
I think for the Japanese culture and the American culture, one thing that is different is the door.
Yes.
Isn't it? It's the opposite, right? 逆だから for Japan, you should always keep the door closed. で、アメリカだとオープンだよね。
Yeah, so in Japan, after you're done using the restroom, you want to close the bathroom door. And in the United States, typically you want to leave the bathroom door slightly open.
あ、slightly でいいんだ。all the way じゃなくてもいいんだ。Okay, okay.
At a minimum, slightly open.
Okay, because when I go to your house, I'm always like, こう after I go, I'm like, あ、開けて、閉めて、開けて、どっちだっけみたいなことは結構やってる。
Yes.
But
yeah.
how open? That's okay. So a little bit, even a little bit.
Oh, yes,
okay,
even a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I usually leave my bathroom doors fully open. But when a door is closed, that sort of signifies somebody might be in there. And when the door is open, it's like, oh, clearly nobody's in there. So it's a little bit easier to know. でも日本で, if the door is closed, like, how do you know if someone is in there?
That is a good question because we don't know what, like, there are a couple of signs. So one of them is at the door, there's usually a lock. And so there's usually an indication that the door is locked, which is like a red little sign that turns into green if it's open. There's that. And there's also the knocking that we do. So we would like do knock, knock on the door.
はい。
to see if someone is in there. And if it's a close friend, they might respond with a voice. They say, 入ってます。But そんなに仲良くない人だったりすると they might knock back.
Yeah,
So
see, I
that's
think
when
that's
you
so
know.
important to know is if you knock on a bathroom door and it's occupied, they might knock back, not
Yes.
say it's occupied.
Yeah. So you have to kind of listen very closely.
ね、聞いてて、
Yeah.
はい。I think the bathroom etiquette is so important because it is different, and because I think it's rude to leave the bathroom door open in Japan after you're done using it.
Yes.
ちょっとね、良くない
It
よね。
is considered rude, and we automatically close it when we see a bathroom door open anywhere. We'll just automatically
閉める。
close
は
it.
い。
Yeah. So it is considered rude. Of course, it's because our houses are so small. You can see the toilet from afar,
ね。
which is not so pleasant, and that's why we close it. The knocking thing you can do at public bathrooms or anywhere outside or in the house. But if there's a lock, just lock it so no one can come in mistakenly, right?
Ne.
And because in my house, I don't lock the door. So my husband has come in several times when I'm doing my thing. And he's like, why do you not lock the door? So I guess people don't want to step in when somebody's doing their thing. だから The other thing I think is the slippers.
Oh, let's talk about the bathroom slippers.
So at the genkan, you are provided the room slippers, but there are toilet slippers specifically for the bathroom area, which is just the toilet. So after you open the door, you'll see the slippers. So you have to change into those slippers and do your thing. And then the point is after you wash your hands, you leave the bathroom area, you have to change back into the room slippers.
Yeah.
Which I have forgotten so many times because I'm not used to.
I have forgotten that too. Like,
you
トイレのスリッパーで家の中入っちゃった。And I'm like, oh, I gotta go back and change my slippers. Yes, I've definitely done that.
でしょ？しかも、like, you don't realize it because you're not used to wearing I'm not used to wearing slippers. So it takes time for me to like realize that I'm still in my bathroom slippers and it's very shocking to notice it. So I think everyone should know this is a tip from me って感じがするね。
Yeah. Pay attention to the slippers. Yeah, because it's not nice to wear the toilet slippers throughout the house.
It's pretty shocking when you realize that you're still in your bathroom slippers.
Absolutely. So just a few more points. Let's touch on these really, really quickly of like what not to do when you're invited to someone's house. Okay, I feel like one of the things in Japan it's really important is that you don't serve yourself.
Yes.
Like, let's say you're having tea and there's a teapot and there's tea and whatnot on the table. Like let's say you've emptied your tea cup. You don't go and just serve yourself tea.
そうなのよ. It's so implicit. No, I mean, everyone knows this. No one tells you this. So it is nice to know. But typically the host serves. So you stay still and maybe you can ask if I would like more of this tea みたいな. You can ask that, but don't just reach out and just pour yourself another cup of tea みたいなことは we don't do that. We will ask for more tea. That is good to know.
Yeah. And I feel like that's more acceptable here. You can grab yourself a pot and be like, oh, can I have another cup of coffee or whatever it is that you're drinking? But it's not rude to refill your own cup in the way that it is in Japan.
そうだね。そこだね、ポイントはね。微妙な違いはある。
I think it's always nice to ask, but that might be my Nihonjin side coming out. It depends on the relationship and who you're hanging out with. Some people are very casual and they're very like, make yourself at home, do whatever. Some people are a little bit more traditional, so they might have more expectations and rules. You got to feel each individual household out.
Even in Japan, it is a spectrum, of course. It's not one way, so it is nice to know that.
But let's jump to our pop quiz for today's episode.
Okay. それではクイズコーナーに移りましょう。
Okay, Yakko-chan, today I have an analogy for you.
Okay. Okay.
What does it mean when we say the hill you want to die on?
悲しいね、それ。The hill you want to die on. 文字通りに行くと、自分が死にたい丘ってことだよね。
The hill,
Hill.
yeah, like a hill. Mm-hmm.
I've never heard that before. 一番なんか、最高な時。on cloud 9って言うんだっけもう最高みたいな。
No.
全然わかんない。これは聞いたことないぞ。
So the hill you want to die on, it's an idiom referring to like a really strong opinion or belief that you have. And you're like, I'm going to die on this opinion. You really, really believe it. So, if I was arguing about like, okay, you must align your shoes and point them outward at the genkan, like this is so important, and be like, is that really the hill you want to die on?
そのパターンは聞いたことある気がする。なるほどね。
Okay. And I would be like, yes!
そこ普通ノーと言わなきゃいけないんだけど、いや、ちいちゃんはイエスなんだね。Now it's coming to me. It's like, I've heard that. Is that 本当にそうみたいな感じで聞いたことある気がするし、いつもながらはっきりさせてくれてありがとうございましたっていう感じですね。それでは日本語のクイズに移りたいと思います。今日のテーマに沿って誰かのお家に着いて玄関入りました。
はい。
何と言いますか？
お邪魔します。
パチパチでございます。
We should translate that. お邪魔します means I am like intruding. I am it's hard to translate, but 邪魔 means like in the way, right? And so it's sort of like, oh, I'm here to be in the way.
Oh, I've never heard that translation. And usually it's I am going to be disturbing you.
Yes.
Or I am
going
going
to be disturbing you. Yes.
intruding. みたいな。Yeah.
Mm.
But you're in the way. みたいな。それも入ってると。
It's so funny when you literally translate some of these things.
I know. It's so funny.
But everybody will say this when you go over to somebody's house. お邪魔します.
Yes. Exactly. And when you leave, it's お邪魔しました, which is the past tense.
Yes.
And also, I do want to point out that if you see a family member who is not joining the tea in the house, you will tell them お邪魔しています.
はい. Yes.
Meaning, I am intruding. It's the continuous.
I am disturbing. I am in the way.
I am in the way. Yes, that's what we say. So, if you were able to say that, you're like, おー、よくわかってるみたいな感じになると思います。
The 挨拶, the greetings are very important. So I think that's an important one. Don't forget to say the 挨拶. お邪魔します when you are invited into a Japanese home.
はい。さすが、ちーちゃんでございました。
Well, we thank you for tuning in for our show today. And we would so appreciate it if you would give us a like, a subscribe, share it with a friend. It helps us promote our channel.
はい。今日はまあね、人のお家に招かれた時の、エチケットやマナーということでしたけど、他にもね、いろいろ、もうね、一つの話すのにもういっぱい話したくなっちゃってね、なかなか進まなかったので、他にもいろいろあると思いますので、教えていただけると嬉しいです。それでは、今日もご視聴ありがとうございました。また次の動画で会いましょう。バイバイ。
バイバイ。